So what I'm going to walk you through in this episode is dominoing the carcass together for a base cabinet. Let's get started. So now that we've laid out where our panel is going to go, we're going to lay out where our mortises are going to go exactly. What I always like to do is I can draw a circle where each and every mortise is going to go. So I know I'm going to be putting a mortise into there. If I flip this panel up, you can see I've drawn circles there. I'm going to put 3 mortises and 3 tenons in each piece. Now to figure out how I'm going to get those mortises correct, if you look, when I have that laid out, this is the inside of my bottom panel. It lines up with that pencil line. If I fold it down the other direction, I still line up that corner of that face with that pencil line. It's right where that panel is going to go. When I take the domino in here, now the base of my domino is going to reference off the side panel. And when I flip it up in the vertical position, the base of my domino is now going to reference off the bottom of my base panel. And then I'll make sure they line up perfectly. All right, so about ready to make a mortise. I've changed the cutter in here to a 5mm cutter. We're going to be using a 5x30 tenon. Change the depth of plunge to 15mm. I don't have to worry about the fence because I'm referencing off the bottom of the domino now. So let's make a mortise. So when I go to do the next one, because I marked out the center line on both these pieces, I'm using my eye, my tape measure, my pencil, there could be some variances in there. I already have a mortise that's gonna give me alignment here. So what I'm gonna do is there's another switch on the top of the domino. This controls the width of the mortise. Right now it's set at a tight setting, so it's gonna cut exactly 20mm wide, the width of the mortise. If I set it to the center section, that's going to add 3/16 to the width of the mortise. That's going to give me some wiggle room or some play. This other one is about 3/8 wider. That's for a breadboard end, which we can talk about much later. And make sure that you only turn that dial when the machine is turned on. For this last mortise, I don't want to reference my flaps off the edge, and I don't have something to line up with my center line. If I reference my flaps off the edge, that's going to bring it in 37mm, which is going to put me very close to that dado. So what I'm going to do is just line up the edge of my domino with the edge of my plywood and make my mortise. All right, let's see if it fits. Perfect. Flush here, right on my line there. All we have left to do is mortise the other side to the bottom. So now that we've got the bottom onto this side, we can flip it over, put the other side on, then we can get a measurement for our back panel. So next thing I want to do is get a measurement for my back panel. It's two ways you can do it. I know the bottom piece of my cabinet is a set dimension. I can measure that exactly. I know the depth of my dado is about 9 millimeters on each side, because that's the depth I set my plunge. So I can measure the full width of my bottom piece, add 18 millimeters, that would be exact size. I want to leave a little bit of room for that panel to slide back and forth, so I'll take off about 2 millimeters. The other way I can get a measurement is by measuring the bottom of my dado here over to the bottom of my dado here, because I've got a fixed measurement, and just subtract 2 millimeters. And we will install that back panel once we get everything glued up on the cabinet. If you'd like to continue watching this cabinet build, click here or watch this video. And don't forget to subscribe.